I'll be honest with you, I was in a place of contentment. I surrendered this area of my life over to God again. I feel like this is a common theme of my life: surrender to God. I can say it does get easier, though. The more you trust God and move forward in faith and see how He brings you through, the easier it is to recognize that you need to surrender and trust. It's both beautiful and freeing, and it develops a deep, intimate connection with Him. He always provides for me, better than I could have dreamed. It's a beautiful, cool spring morning. I'm sitting here with my coffee and Bible, and I'm just waiting for the sun to rise above the hill. The cows are off grazing in the background, and the birds are all coming alive. The kids haven't woken yet. I'm sitting here with my thoughts, spending time with God and reflecting on all the things He has done for me and all the journeys He has taken me through, and how He has never left my side, even through the darkest moments in my life. Yes, suffering through 11 miscarriages was immeasurably painful. But through that pain, I have seen the miracles that He has done in our lives. We were able to adopt our daughter. We were able to foster a dozen children who needed homes and a family. And my children were able to experience a servant's heart on a daily basis and the sacrifices that it took to share all that they had, including their parents, with others. I know there was good that came from this journey. Over the last 2 years, I miscarried 2 more babies. After that second miscarriage, I was left with a lot of emotional pain. This one hit me particularly hard, and my husband was not willing to try again for another baby. He could not handle going through another loss. I, however, was not okay to end our childbearing years with 2 back-to-back miscarriages. I just felt like loss shouldn't be the way things end for us. I struggled really hard with this reality. And quite frankly, I begged and begged God for children for so long that I just could not wrap my brain around being done. I felt like such a brat in a way, never happy with my reality. I wanted more kids. Now I don't want more kids. It's like begging for summer all winter long, and then when summer heat hits, complaining that it's too hot. But I know that Chris and I had to be on the same page with this. So I brought this simple request to the Lord. I said, Father, I am going to need you to either change His mind and soften it to having another baby, or you are going to have to change my mind and help me to be content and okay to move on to the next phase in our lives. Well, surrendering that over to God was actually very freeing. It took all the stress off me and allowed me to kind of sit back and trust Him again. But you want to know something kind of crazy? I fully thought God would soften Chris's heart to more children, but actually the opposite happened. I found myself, for once, in a place where I started to embrace being content with not having more babies. I started recognizing the different freedoms that come with having my youngest be more independent. I started noting the fact that I was getting a full night's sleep without being interrupted with a newborn, that I was able to do more of my farming without carrying a baby around. And in fact, my 3-year-old is actually a huge help to me around the farm. I was able to wear clothing that didn't need to cater to pregnancy and breastfeeding. I paid close attention to all the ways not having a baby was a blessing. And those realities were never something I had ever allowed myself to embrace before. In fact, the very thought of moving on brought me immense emotional pain. I simply was never ready to move on. For a while there, it was a little fake it till you make it, telling myself and others, yeah, with a baby, I wouldn't be able to do this and that. But eventually my heart did settle. After a few months of highlighting my current blessings, I can truly say I have finally become content with moving on to the next phase of raising older children and kissing goodbye those precious baby years. I started working out and giving my poor, neglected body the attention it had not received for so many years. I took on large projects around the farm and I started dreaming big. My older girls are smack dab in the middle of their teen years, and I recognize that they really needed me to pour into them during this challenging phase in their lives. So here we are. No, so here we are. Talk about God throwing us a curveball. Woo, wowzer. I would genuinely say this little surprise of a baby absolutely caught us all off guard. And I know what everyone is thinking because people ask us this all the time. You know how this happens, right? Yeah. Look, I raise and breed animals for a living. I'm not a dummy when it comes to heat cycles and reproduction. The concept of fertile days in a cycle are not foreign to me. But this certainly was a surprise. I actually asked my midwife about it because I was so confused, and she confirmed that sometimes we do, in fact, ovulate twice in a month. Well, look at that. I guess it is actually possible. So now keep in mind, when I first found out I was pregnant, the immediate thought in my mind is that this baby is most likely not going to make it past the first 10 weeks. Honestly, I was fully expecting that to be the outcome. I didn't allow my heart to get excited. I didn't really give much recognition to the fact that I was pregnant at all. I know it might sound horrible, but I just could not handle the emotional pain like the last one. Because I did with the last one. I prayed in full confidence that God would keep the baby alive. And so when I lost that baby, it was like my world had just been ripped away from me. I really, really struggled to recover from that one. I set up my 9-week ultrasound, and the technician was very experienced with women with fertility struggles. So when she scanned the baby and heard that heartbeat, she told me this baby is strong, fluids look perfect, everything is just how it should be, looks great. So her confidence in seeing that scan, it was so encouraging. After another few weeks, my midwife also stopped by and checked for a heartbeat with the Doppler, and again, it sounded great. She is thinking it might be a girl based on the heartbeat. So here I am. I'm now entering into my 18th week, and I'm honestly still shocked that I'm pregnant again, and so stinking excited that I get to carry another baby. I will hold onto my belly, and I just feel it starting to get bigger, and I am just in shock. I cannot believe that I'm here again. I am so thankful. What a blessing. What a blessing. God is just so good to us. Ephesians 3 verse 20 says, "Now to him who is able to do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine, according to his power that is at work within us." This scripture comes to mind so often with me. When I look around at the farm that we live on, when I look at my family that I'm blessed to have, my wonderful marriage, I can't believe that I'm here. And he has blessed me so much more than I could have ever dreamed. From my belly button down.